friends, my soulful beauties, my comrades out there in being real, in learning and allowing ourselves to heal, especially from narcissism. And when I say that, I don't only mean from being in relationship with narcissists, which is a lot of the conversations that I see out there on the internet. And I understand why those videos have so many hits, and I have watched so many of them and gleaned so much. And I'm finding a lot of those conversations incomplete, because what I see is a cultural, societal landscape of narcissism that we can talk about, so that we can navigate our own way, not only out of those most toxic, violent expressions of one-on-one narcissistic relationship, but also alter the landscape of our shared environment that is perpetuating a lot of narcissists in our worlds, in our shared world, and in our individual worlds. And so the key for me has been, in order to truly leave narcissistic relationships, to be able to step away and stay away while feeling easy, like an increasing amount of ease and joy in that process, is to acknowledge the narcissism in me, which is very uncomfortable, especially at first, especially when still in those relationships where the perpetration feels so intense, and the sense of being trapped, held, scared in a more victim position. It can feel really daunting and wild and crazy to see and accept narcissism playing out in oneself. And we never ever do that to let anyone else off the hook, to help anyone else bypass their responsibility, or to apologize for the situation. But the clearest road to freedom for me in this life experience has been to always accept my own 50%, never any more and never any less, in any and every relationship. Which is, I'm getting a little stuck because I'm flashing on being a child. And that's a tricky thing, because we were literally dependent on someone else. And I think a lot of us had experiences of parents lost or really consumed by narcissistic traits, behaviors, ways of being, ways of operating, ways of raising us, ways of imprinting on us. And we didn't get to consciously choose those parents as these little children, even if your soul agreed to it beforehand, if that's what you believe. But as the children that grow into adults that still have those inner child alive inside of us, as we progress, we do have the opportunity to become the 50%, to stand in it, to take responsibility, not for our parents, not for anything they did or said, not for their life experience or their expression, simply for our own. And what enables that is having that boundary, that clear boundary that in any and every relationship, I am 50% a part of it. When two people get together and create a relationship, no matter whether it's platonic or like deeply intimate, romantic, familial, working, whatever, there's one entity of one person, a second entity of a second person, and then they form a relationship, which is a third entity. And so the relationship is that third entity. So one person is always 50%. And in narcissistic dynamics, it's like that percentage gets really played with and manipulated and abused. And basically for the stronger person's plays with that in a way, or the person in control, the narcissist, plays with that percentage to their own advantage and emotional convenience. That's what a lot of us have experienced a lot of, and that's what a lot of information on the internet focuses on teasing apart and really laying it out for us to see that that's what's going on, and that really is helpful in finding our way out of it, and acknowledging that we cannot keep participating in that from either side at any time if we truly want the narcissism in our lives to dissolve and fade away, to get to live beyond the toxicity and abuse of narcissistic realities. We have to learn to train ourselves to assume full responsibility for our 50% in any relationship. Learn to hold that. No matter what the other person is doing or pressuring, stand there clear, holding that I am always 50% and I am never more or less. And that will be very unattractive to narcissists, and it can be, in my experience, and when I said there, to narcissists, to anyone committed to continuing to perpetuate narcissism in themselves, in the environment, to continue that, who's still getting off on that brawl of percentages of, I'm the victim, no, I'm in control, no, and all of that. So the way to take up the 50%, to really claim it as your domain, that's you holding your body and your full energy bubble as your own domain. That's what takes up 50% of the bubble of any relationship, which is in a healthy, empowered relationship. That would be two people fully sovereign in their own bodies, owning their full responsibility for their own energy bubble, and then forming a really healthy, non-toxic, interdependent relationship. So, to own, to stand fully responsible for your experience in your body, in your energy bubble. In my experience, what's required to reclaim that empowerment and that presence is acknowledging where I am playing into narcissistic tendencies. Where am I feeding those stories? Where am I enabling it in my environments or on the cultural, societal landscape in general? And those are all each really big subjects to play with. And so I want to leave it at that today, that the task at hand, and we're in it together, but we're also, only we can choose to hold our own selves that way.